For an example, the BGP migration. Earlier we were talking about that. Before this, if you will do the research on internet, you will not find the content even in the book, right?
The ticket is going to start with the P4, then P3, P2 and P1. These are the categories. Also there is normal change, emergency change, and then after that standard change. Clear IP, BGP, hard reset or soft reset, that is not recommended. This is the ticketing tools.
Okay. Hello everyone. Once again, welcome to Network Engineer Q&A session. Guys, today in this session, we will talk about change management and ticketing tools. And I have collected these questions from the comment section of my YouTube channel. So let's begin this session from the change management only. Hello, Puneet sir, welcome.
Hello. Hi.
Sir, tell me first of all, what is change management?
It's a good question, but before going to understand what is the change management, we have to understand how you are going to measure the productivity of the engineer.
Okay.
Because of, suppose you are giving some task, there is a small company and they are giving some task to their employees, so they are directly watching what they are doing, right?
Correct.
But if there is a big team, there is a MNC's company and there is a lot of the things is going on, lot of the work is going on, right?
Okay.
How you are going to manage, means measure the productivity of the engineer? How at the year of the end, ultimately you need to give the some appraisal, right? And you need to give the some, means according to their productivity, you are going to give the appraisal and all, right?
Okay.
So how you are going to decide? Suppose you are the owner of a company, you are managing a company, there is a lot of the engineer or working under you. So how you are going to, because of you are not working with them every day, right?
Correct.
And the salary part, that appraisal part is going to decide by the management.
Correct.
So ultimately they need a result, right?
Correct.
How many issues has been resolved by which engineer, right? So for that one, basically there is a ticketing tool system is there. Suppose there is one user. How the user will correct with the engineer? I have this issue and need to fix you. So there is a ticketing tools. There is this like a ServiceNow or Jira is there, right? So these are the ticketing tools. What the users will do, users will just simple create a ticket, open a ticket, and they are going to just put there the requirement, what the issue they are facing now. So you can just assume that ticketing tools, that is the interface between the users and engineer.
Okay.
What the users are doing, users are just creating a ticket and they are just assigning to the network team, right?
Okay.
There that some of the companies that the ticket will auto assign to the engineer, right? Just like a round robin, suppose 10 engineer are there and 10 tickets are coming every day, so it is going to assign round robin. Second way, the team lead is there, he is going to assign the ticket to the engineer, right? So there is two way, either you can assign the ticket manually, either you can assign automatically. So once the engineer will get the ticket, then after that engineer is going to just check the what is the requirement, what is the what the issue is user reported, right? And then after that engineer will start the working on that and they need to work on it and fix the issue, right? So that ticketing tools is just there at the end of the month or at the year of the end. Every company have a different system, like in my previous organization or previous to previous organization also was there. So every month we were sending the report. That is obviously, that is your TL work, right? He need to send the report, total how many ticket we got it and how many ticket we resolve and which engineer work on which ticket.
Okay.
So suppose I am the engineer, I'm working on the ticket, right? And on this month I worked on the 10 tickets or I worked on the 40 tickets. So with my name it will be, so there is these 40 tickets, there I work. Suppose another engineer is there, he worked on the 50 ticket or the 60 tickets, right? So that is the counting. That means from there we are just checking the productivity where our engineer are engaged, right? So we can manage those things. Means we can just check the means productivity we can measure from there only, right? At the end of the year, if there is that is the time for the appraisal, because of everyone is obviously working for the money, right?
Correct.
So at the appraisal time, there is some factor that need to be checked. For one is the how many ticket resolved by which engineers, right? Second, also the manager. Suppose I'm working on the critical thing, so I'm not working every user ticket. Suppose I'm working on, like, I'm getting some migration part, I'm getting some uh, upgradation part or replacement part apart from the user issues, right? So I'm working on the different things, so obviously my ticket will be less. So it's also depend on the manager will give the feedback, he work on this ticket so that this ticket or the he has the more ticket, and he worked on these tickets so that he has the he has the less ticket, right?
Correct. For an example, there is a company who is doing the content writing job, and I am one employee in that company. My job is, let's say, to write the content and save it on a centralized server, or maybe sometime and I need to access it from the server. But let's say I'm not able to access the server. So in this case, I am going to generate the ticket. I am the user.
Yes, in that case, what will be happen? You should generate the ticket, but suppose you are not able to generate the ticket, you don't know the process. It's a process training actually. If you are going to join some company, so they will first give you the ticketing tools means information.
Training.
If you are facing any issues, so how you can raise a ticket. But suppose you don't know, I am your colleague, right? So
Okay.
what I can do, I can open the ticket on behalf of you. That's the second option also. There I will put your username and you are facing this issue, right? And the thing is, there is IT help desk number. There you can
Okay.
just call and you just need to tell your issue. According to your issue, that team will open the ticket on behalf of you. And this ticket to goes which team, they will also decide.
And then after that, it will directly reach to network engineer.
Network engineer, or suppose it's a server issue. So first level of the escalation is network, right?
Okay.
Might be you are not able to access the server from some other location, the same server or accessing by the other user.
Correct.
So it's not a server issue, it's a network issue. So first level of the escalation, that will be in that case I'm talking. The network, if the network is going to tell, right, there is no issue from the network and there is some issue on the server side, then the ticket will be again moved to the network team. Server team. Right. Okay. So that is the process. And from there, actually, basically we are monitoring the engineers, what they are working. That's the purpose of the ticketing tools. And that ticketing tools is just you can consider it's a interface between the users and the technical support team. Either it can be the network team, either it can be the server team, either it can be the backup team, anyone, right? Application team also can be there.
Okay.
So ticketing tools that all the users, means all the users, employee, are going accessing the same ticketing tools. If they have any issue, they are going to open the ticket.
Okay.
Right. So it's a centralized, basically. Everything is centralized. If you are, suppose you are facing some issue, your boss is asking what happened, what is the progress on the task. So you are telling now, I have a network issue. So definitely they are going to ask you, where is the ticket?
Correct.
If you have a network issue, you should either raise a ticket or you should inform me, right? That is my responsibility. I need to raise a ticket on behalf of you if you don't know.
Correct. Correct.
So that the ticketing tool system, that is centralized system. From there we are managing all the things. This is the ticketing tools.
Okay.
From there we are just going to monitor all the things and productivity of the network engineer, right? Change management means what you are going to change in your network, that is called basically change management system. What is your plan, how you are going to implement, right? In the training, suppose you are going to just make any router BGP, you are just executing the command clear IP OSPF process. This command is you can't be executing the production network anytime, right? Or clear IP BGP hard reset or soft reset, that is not recommended. So I'm just talking about the small changes.
Okay.
But if there is major change, if you want to do some configuration, or you are just going to remove some configuration, so for that one, there should have the proper change plan. So there is change management system, how you are going to open the change, how you are going to make the plan. So when you are going to change, you need to understand when you need to change any config thing, any configuration into the production network. There is only two type of the things. One is If there is any issue, to fix that issue, you are going to open a change. Second thing, any new requirement is there, then you are going to open the change. Right? There is only two things, right?
Correct.
Apart from that, nothing is that, right? So to open the change, that change is also there is normal change, emergency change, and then after that standard change. These three type of the changes, that is the major changes in the production network.
3 types of changes are there.
Yes, emergency change, standard change, and normal change.
Okay.
Standard change means what? If there is a one user, he reported he is not able to access that particular subnet or particular server. You are a network engineer or just going to troubleshoot the issue. You find there he is in the wrong VLAN. He should be the member of VLAN 20, but he is the member of VLAN 10. So you are just going to change one port from one VLAN to another VLAN. Right? It's not going to impact any major things.
Correct.
Right? So that things will become under the standard change.
Okay.
So standard change you can just raise and you can just take a approval and you can make this change anytime.
Standard change means a small change.
A small change.
Okay.
That is related to the single user, or it's not going to impact anything in your network.
Okay, like clearing OSPF neighborship will not comes under a standard change.
No, it's not coming under the standard change.
Okay.
Right, because of it will be impact your network, right?
Yes.
Might be there will be some downtime.
Yes, for the multiple users.
For the multiple users.
And
yes.
Previous activity was related to one user.
Related to one user.
Yes.
So that is not coming under the means. If it is related to the one user or it is not going to impact anything in the network, then it will become under the standard change.
Okay.
Second thing is that is the normal change. Normal change. What is the normal change? Suppose you are planning to upgrade a device.
Okay.
Right? Or you are planning to replace a device. Right? So there will be a downtime involved. You are going to use the clear BGP session or something. So their downtime is involved.
Correct.
So what is the recommendation? If any things you are going to do and there the downtime is involved. So what should be happen? It should be go via the normal change.
Okay.
Right. So normal change is not like that you are just going to open a ticket and you are just going to configure immediately. That first you need to have to do the risk analysis. What will be the impact? If it is going down, you need to inform to your management, right? There is a CAB meeting every week for every company. There is a CAB internal meeting. You need to take approval where we are going to make this change and on this time to this time, right? Once you'll be get
one thing, sir.
Yeah.
Earlier, you said the standard change,
yeah,
like changing the VLAN ID of one port from 10
yes,
to let's say 20.
yes.
So that comes under standard change.
Standard change.
And for this small activity also, we need to generate ticket.
Yeah, for this one also, whatever the change, even you are going to put the description of any interface.
Earlier, you said whenever user will face issue, they will generate the ticket.
Yes.
Now this time the network engineer is going to perform the activity.
Yes.
So this time network engineer will generate the ticket.
This time network engineer will generate the change ticket
to inform
with the reference of that ticket which one is opened by the user.
Okay, okay.
So that it will be a proper record. This change was raised for this with the reference of this ticket and user was facing this particular issue. In that case, if after 6 months or after 5 months, if someone is going to look that ticket, because of ticket auditing is also going to happen.
Okay.
That is auditing team is different. They are going to audit your ticket, what you are doing, what the update you are mentioning in your ticket, right? So they will get the reference ticket and they are going to check what was the issue was reported by the user, right? And what the network engineer did. So from there, it is just going to measure your quality.
Okay.
How you are working on the ticket. Normal change, that is the part of any new implement. You are going to add something or you are going to upgrade or replace the devices. There the downtime is involved. So that should be go with the normal change.
Okay.
Right. So normal change, for the normal change, you need to take a proper approval from the higher management. Right. So higher management will give you the approval. Okay, you can go ahead. Then after that, what are the team are going to impact behind that? Suppose I'm going to update a core device.
Okay.
And behind that, there is a multiple application team, database team, or the firewall team, security devices, or that they are going to impact. So that is my responsibility. I need to inform them hey, we are going to perform this activity on this time to this time, and we need someone from your team for the pre and post check. Before
Okay.
the activity and after the activity, all the services are working fine.
This comes under risk analysis, I think.
That will come under the risk analysis.
Okay.
So that we need to do, and we need to inform to the other team. If rest all the team are agree, then you are going to perform this activity.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the normal change.
Normal change.
And you upgraded everything and everything is fine.
Okay, great.
Another one is the emergency change.
Hmm.
Emergency change means what? Suppose you got a ticket, right?
Okay.
So first, before going to discuss the emergency change, we need to understand the priority of the case.
Right.
Right?
Very good.
So there the ticket is going to start with the P4, then P3, P2 and P1. These are the categories. So first of all, P1, what is the P1 case, P2 case, P4 and P3 case, that we need to understand. What is the P1 case, P2 and P3 and P4. A normal user is going to open a ticket that will come under the P4.
Okay.
Right? For the P4, generally the bridge call should not be open.
Okay.
That is coming to the engineer are working. That means single user are impacted. Right? P3 will come, suppose there are 10 user or 20 user are impacted. So P3 case will reach. Or particular site is impacted. Right? So in that case, what will be happen? P3 will reach. And P3, once the P3 will be raised, then immediately bridge call will open. What do you mean by the bridge call? Bridge call means what? From every team, as a network engineer, you also need to join. From the security also need to be joined. So from every
Multiple team
will join immediately on the bridge call.
Okay.
Right? And you need to address the issue on the same time over the call.
Okay.
Until or unless issue is not getting fixed.
Resolve. Okay.
Right? So there is a site impacted or a group of user impacted. For that one is the P3. Right? Then after that P2. Right? P2 is coming. P2 ticket is going to open if there is a major changes. Suppose you just upgraded the patch for the VPN. Right? And that patch is not working. Earlier in previous organization, not in the, because of in the previous organization, ComSec team was different. In my previous organization, there was a VPN upgrade. That was our responsibility, patch upgrade.
Okay.
Right? So if you are going to upgrade the patch and suppose after that user are not able to connect, or due to any reason user are not able to connect with the VPN. Right? So in that case, the ticket is going to open as a P2 or P1. Right?
Okay.
So if there is a complete network down, so in that case, that is a P1 case. If there are group of user, means more than 100 user, 200, 300 user are impacted, it is going to P2. Right? Every company have a different definition.
Yes.
So
correct.
if suppose there are 10, 20 people are going to impact, then it is going to
P3.
open up P3. P1, that means there is a major impact. Suppose your VPN is not working. So all the users, they are connected from the work, they are working from home and they are disconnected. So your complete network is down, you can consider, right? So these type of the things that will become under the P1. According to the case, you need to you need to identify the issue. You need to address the issue. What is the actual issue is there? And on that time, you need to open an emergency change immediately.
Okay.
And over the call, your company VP or company or the project BU will be there and they will give you the approval. I'm giving you the approval, you can go ahead. Over the call. That is called emergency change.
Okay.
So engineer will raise the emergency change immediately and they will perform the task. Once the issue is resolved, then after that you need to drop the call. So if there is P1 or P2, so VP will join, BU will join. So all the top management will join the calls immediately. Why the P1 and P2 cases there? Right?
P1 is the most critical.
Most critical. That you need to fix as soon as possible over the call. Even if you are not able to address the issue immediately, or the rest of the team are also not able to address the issue, every team they need to call the tech support. If looks like it's a network issue, and it's related to this router or related to this particular switch, or it's related to the VPN issue, that is the suppose Cisco secure CRT secure you are using, right? So Cisco secure client is there, right? So that you are using. So in that case, you need to open the case with the Cisco immediately. Hey, it looks like your issue. The network is having weird. So immediately over the call, you need to ask. You need to ask them to join the call, right? So
Okay.
that is the process. So accordingly, the change should be open.
Okay.
So we discuss here the three things. The first thing we discuss, that is ticketing tools. What is the benefit? What is the use of the ticketing tools? So ticketing tools is just a interface between the user and engineers. Basically, you can consider, or whole things, whole process of the company that is going to manage by the ticketing tools. Second, we discuss about what are the change and how the productivity is going to measure by the how the productivity is going to measure for the network engineer.
Okay.
Right? So that ticket is going to assign to the network engineer, how they are working, how they are fixing. The audit team is also a separate auditing team. They need to audit the ticket, what you are updating in the ticket.
Correct.
So second thing. Third, we discuss what is the change management. Change management, how many types of the change, emergency, standard and normal change, what are the process. And the fourth point we discuss, that is the what is the P1 case, P2 case, P3 case and P4 case. So these 4 points basically we discuss here.
Sir, I have few questions
Yeah.
from the same session, like clearing OSPF BGP or neighbors heap or BGP, hard reset or soft reset. These commands are not allowed in the production.
These commands are not allowed. If you are going to execute this command, you should be go with the always normal change. If downtime is, if there is a redundancy, suppose on one router you are going to use this command, clear IP OSPF process, and another router is there, those are into the HA, suppose one is the primary and another one is the secondary. So you are going to execute the command on the standard, means primary one. So might be you can go with the standard change, but that is also not recommended.
Okay.
You should be go with the always normal change.
So while troubleshooting, let's suppose I need to run this command, I need to clear the BGP table. What will be the process?
To clear the BGP table, we are not going to reset the BGP table, means hard reset. We are not going to do.
We'll
That
do
is
the
not
soft-
recommended. Soft reset you can do.
We can do it.
Yeah, suppose there is any policy updated or anything that you are feeling like the correct, you are not getting the correct output. That means you are assuming this route should be come with this local preference, but it is coming with the Y. Your expectation is it should be come with the X, but it is coming with the Y. So you need to you are thinking you need to update exchange the update again in between those two routers. So in that case, you need to execute the clear IP BGP. Soft reset, that is the recommended. Hard reset is not recommended without downtime or maintenance window.
And for that, we have to first inform the team. We have to
Yes.
raise the ticket, and then only.
So it's
we
a
can-
depend on which type of the issue is there. If it is for the same thing, you have got the P1 ticket. So in that case, you have to immediately raise the emergency change, and you need to take the approval from the higher management.
Correct.
Over the call, you will be getting.
Correct. Great, nicely answered. Yesterday, one guy was asking, like, if there is there is issue, we are trying to troubleshoot, but let's say there is no any logical issue, protocol is working fine, everything we have verified. Let's say there is some issue with the physical, maybe cable, devices, ports, SFP, and etc. Right. So in that case, what will be the process? Like in the production, what is the process to assign the task to the FE?
First, you have to identify that is the single user issue or the multi-user issue. If there is one user that is connected with a particular device and that is facing the issues, that is a single user issue. But looks like there is a switch and all the user, means those users are impacted. Those are directly connected with the same switch, and you are going to troubleshoot the issue and you identify there is a link between that switch and the uplink switch.
Okay.
There is some issue. You need to replace the cable, or you need to replace the SFP, or might be that the device is into the particular hung state. You need to physical reboot. So in that case, network engineer need to raise a ticket for the local support engineer. So again, I'm going to raise a ticket under the same ticket, which one I have. I'm just going to raise a new ticket under the same ticket. I'm just going to assign the task to someone. Hey, there is a power issue or there is some physical issue looks like. So please go there and inform me, and you need to give the console of this device or need to reboot that device. So in that case, I will open the ticket I will open the ticket under the same parent ticket, which one I have. User is not going to raise the ticket in that case. User just raise the ticket what they have the issue.
Correct.
Right? Then after that ticket came to us. We are troubleshooting and we found that there is some physical issue or the cable issue. So we need to raise a ticket.
Correct.
For the local support engineer.
Nicely answered.
All right.
Okay, so same thing, like let's say user have raised the ticket and you are the network engineer, you receive the ticket and now you are going to fix it. But to fix it, you are trying to access the device, but let's say the remote access is not working. In that case also we'll repeat the process.
The same thing.
Yeah, this was the question of one of my subscriber on YouTube.
Okay. So that process is the same.
I'm trying to cover multiple questions from the comment section so that people can see. So many contents are available on the internet, but the real time experience are not there. In other industry you will find everything. For an example, the BGP migration, earlier we were talking about that. Before this, if you will do the research on internet, you will not find the content even in the book, right? Few months back I was trying to read about this, but like much information were not there on the internet, even in the book.
So that things which you are learning in the classes or you are attending training from somewhere or anywhere you are attending the training, that is the different thing. And then you are going to work in the production, that is totally different. There are multiple engineers, they are working for the small companies, right? And they are not using any ticketing tools.
Correct.
Right. So if they are going for the interview and they're asking, tell me on which ticketing tools you work, right, earlier, what was the process to open the change or manage the change? So they don't have any process. How they will give the answer?
Correct.
Right. So these podcast, I believe it will help them.
Yeah.
So
sure,
how they can give the answer?
This is our third podcast session.
Yes.
And there is good response in previous two podcast.
Yeah, I saw one comment also there, how we can start the troubleshooting for the L2 engineer. So might be we can make the next video on the next podcast for the troubleshooting.
We'll try to cover.
If any engineer is getting any ticket, so how they can resolve. Right. Obviously, the correct means process we can tell how we can resolve the issue.
Correct.
But every time you are getting this different type of the issue, right? So some common issue we'll discuss, right?
Correct. We'll proceed this series, this playlist according to our comment section only.
Yes.
Right. We'll be checking the comment section and whatever request the subscribers will like the topic they will share, on that topic we'll make the videos.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
So I think this is more than sufficient for today's session. Okay. And thank you so much guys for watching us. And now if you have learned something from this video, then please hit on like button. If you are new on the channel, please subscribe this channel, but don't forget to share your feedback, because without your feedback we cannot continue the playlist, right? But we want to share maximum things, so your feedback is very important. Please share your feedback. Even if you have any negative feedback, no worry, we will work on that. We'll try to improve our teaching. So please share your feedback and we'll meet soon in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.